Hey, what's going on, church family? It's Sean Shetler here, and I just have a bunch of cowboy proverbs or sayings, and then scripture that goes with those sayings or proverbs. And I just wanted to kind of neat little thing. I have 15 of them. I'm going to go ahead and read them and give you the scripture. By hook or crook, which means by any means necessary. And the scripture is John chapter 21, verses 1 through 19. Goes over the fishhook and the shepherd's crook. As welcome as a rattlesnake at a square dance. And the scripture is Luke chapter 10, verse 19. The best sermon is one lived, not preached. And the scripture is James chapter 1, verse 22. Who eats their meal in a rush eats their meal raw. And the scripture is Exodus chapter 12, verse 9. Don't confuse movement with progress. The scripture is 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 5 through 7. Just because trouble comes visiting doesn't mean you have to offer it a place to sit down. The scripture is Ephesians chapter 4, verses 27 through 29. Never approach a bull from the front, a horse from the rear, or a fool from any direction. The scripture is Psalm 22, verses 12 and 13. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot force it to drink. The scripture is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. True cowboys are the ones who aren't afraid to get dirty. The scripture is Genesis chapter 3, verse 19. A big mouth does not make him a big man. The scripture is Galatians 6, verse 3. If your absence doesn't bother them, then your presence never mattered to them. The scripture is Matthew chapter 7, verse 6. God elevates the humble and casts evil men to the ground. The scripture is Psalms 147, verse 6. You can't achieve your goals from the stands. You have to be part of the rodeo. The scripture is Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 through 25. Don't flatter yourself, cowboy. I was looking at your rope. The scripture is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 7. With every sunrise comes a renewal of God's unfailing love and compassion. The scripture is Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 through 23. I hope this has been a blessing to you and helps you to memorize some scripture along with some cowboy sayings / proverbs.